Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at 7-4 pushing to number 9 in the world. And this first game, he's going against Ian 7-7, which looks like Ian is playing the Chainkiller deck as well. So not only is he playing a really good player, but he's playing a tough matchup. So Ian actually mistiming the ability and letting that bowler hit the Tesla to get the king activation. So that is actually a pretty good start for 7-4. And if you guys do enjoy these videos or want to see more, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. But yeah, so split archers here and letting the bomber hit. Arrows come down from Ian to kill that archer on the right hand side, and we just see a knight in the back on the left. It recruits Evo in the back from Ian, so of course he's going to have, you know, E-Giant, Lightning, Empress. That is Chainkiller deck. And we see Log Fireball on the recruits on the left, and then Knight and the Skellies are going to be pushing, so Ian will have to respond to that. NATO for the Evo archers, and those recruits will kill. Log comes down to clean up those archers, and we might see a bowler ability. No, he just goes with the Empress, of course. 7-4 is going to have the Knight, places it a little far away, and then these Skellies as well, but this is looking a little scary. Archers down low. Bowler's going to hit. Empress is going to end up dying, and then Spirit for that bomber. So that is a nice defense. And I'm very interested to see how 7-4 is going to try and win this one, because it is not easy. So Ian goes with a 4-2 split recruits. We will see a Log Fireball here on the recruits. On the 4 recruits, obviously, and not the 2 recruits, and then a defensive Expo as well for that bowler, and then Ian is going to go with an E-Giant in front to protect the bowler. Probably going to see a Tesla just like that. So yeah, wait, no lightning. I don't know why I said lightning, but no lightning. Empress up high, pretty bad Empress. It gets sniped by the Tesla. Nice Knight to DPS that E-Giant, and then the Expo is going to take care of that bowler. Just Skelly's behind the bowler to make sure it doesn't get any hit on the tower, and then a nice Evo Tesla. We see the recruits in the back once again from Ian, and yeah, there's pretty much no way 7-4 is going to get a lock, but we see another Log Fireball again. Notice how, and then a nice prediction on that Evo bomber. Evo archers to take it out and only gets 1 splash, so well played. And yeah, I was going to say, notice how 7-4 is always going with those Log Fireballs on the recruits, and a very nice Knight ability to almost take out that bowler, but finally the high Tesla will end up taking it out, and a high Spirit Empress here. Knight ability to stall and keep that Tesla alive a little longer, and then a nice archers, and that is going to pretty much take out the E-Giant with that king activation. And now we see a Knight on top of the Empress to make sure it dies from the tower. And now 7-4 is in the lead with a minute 20 left. We see a Log and bowler the bridge here, but it's getting pulled by those skeletons, which is very interesting. Bomber as well. We might see a defensive fireball. There it is, to take out that bomber and then damage that bowler. A Log as well, and that is going to take out the bowler. Empress in the back. E-Spirit to try and get a little bit of chip. He's probably not going to let that happen. And wow, it actually does connect, and that is going to be pretty good. Now up 400 damage is 7-4. Defensive Expo coming down, and we are now into triple elixir. We're going to see Skellies here plus that Evo Tesla to take out the Empress immediately. Log over here, and that Expo is going to help DPS. Early Evo archers. The NATO comes down with that bowler, targeting a nice fireball, hitting the bomber as well. Very perfect. And then a Log. Tesla is going to be barely alive, DPSing and the E-Giant. Now we see a bowler ability and another E-Giant. We're going to see Knight the bridge here. Archers right away. E-Spirit to start DPSing. Log got to get back to another Tesla to pull that E-Giant. And now 2 bowlers down on the field. A fireball on defense right away. The Skellies, and the Tesla is going to be still alive. Recruits at the bridge now. Archers on that left hand side, and then the NATO bomber, Evo bomber connects, but is that going to be enough? We're going to see a fireball here from 7-4, and he's going to be up enough damage to actually take the win. What a game, and what a way to start off the video. Let's get into the next game. Alright guys, we are in our next game going against AgonyKing. Of course, AgonyKing is going to be running Sparky NATO Giant. That is his main deck. And if you guys are wondering why I'm not making like a end season push, it's because I think 7-4 did tilt a little bit at the end, so he didn't get the finish he was going for. So I'm going to be showing you the games a little before end season, how he got to number 9. But yeah, it's going to still be very really good games with 3.0 Expo, and I'm really curious to see as well next season with the nerfs and the buffs, with the archers and the Expo buff. I'm really interested to see how it's going to kind of adjust in the meta and see if it's a good buff or a bad buff, because like as much as it's doing more DPS, the hit speed is going to be a lot slower. Anyway, on to the game now. 7-4 defending a nice giant Sparky push, and this is a pretty good matchup, but AgonyKing, a really good player, of course, has managed to sneak away some sort of NATO Sparky on the tower. But we're going to see a nice Expo here from 7-4 to get a connection. But this is going to be scary because 11 elixirs on the board and 7-4 has nothing after the Sparky shoots. So we're going to see a Tesla over here, and we're going to probably see Evil Archers down low DPSing the Giant Knight on top of the Ewis, letting actually the Sparky hit, knowing if he tried defending it, he would have been cooked. So he's going to get nice E-Spirit Skellies, and he's still going to be up damage. So notice how he knew he wasn't going to fully perfectly defend without taking any damage. So he kind of let that Sparky go and then went for his E-Spirit Skellies afterwards, plus the log, knowing the NATO is going to come down. And a defensive Expo there for the Giant. We see a nice E-Spirit. Using your E-Spirit is like wisely is very important in this matchup. You really want to make sure that E-Spirit is always kind of connecting onto the Sparky to just reset that charge, and we're going to see a very nice defense once again. There he didn't actually place the Tesla because the defensive Expo was actually very good to pull the Giant. And now defensive Expo very low here. This is also a very interesting but good placement, and a prediction Sparky with the Knight Archers immediately. Zap comes down from AgonyKing to reset it onto the Giant, but a Tesla not even needed, DPSing that Giant all the way down until it's dead. E-Spirit in front, Heal Spirit in front, sorry, and this Debo is just going to kill it. So 7-4 going to go with an offensive Expo on the left hand side. Probably going to see a Zap to reset the Expo onto the Giant. No, it just goes with the Sparky instead. And now Evil Archers to... Oh, he's got Evo Zap and Cycle, saving it for the Evo Archers. Very smart. E-Spirit to reset the Sparky. Evo Tesla right away. Knight to pull that mini P.E.K.K.A. Might see an ability. No, lets it go. Skellies to block that Sparky. And then the log for the mini P.E.K.K.A. Vines comes down, but very late. And that is going to be a good defense once again. Still up a good amount of damage. Now those Archers getting a bit of chip. And now 7-4 could go either lane. Now a Giant coming down once again from AgonyKing, and the Knight Archers at the bridge immediately. Also notice how 7-4 is doing that play a lot. Is very strong because it's quick. It DPS's troops very fast, and you can also cycle back to them easily with your Skelly's E-Spirit, of course. And now another defensive Expo for that Sparky. The Giant comes in front. Archers, Skellies, E-Spirit as well. I'm going to see a Knight on top, mini P.E.K.K.A. opposite lane, but that's not going to do much. The Tesla is going to take care of it. And the Evil Archer taking out the Sparky, and that is going to be a nice defense. Once again, now with the offensive Expo, perfect timed with the Giant on the right side. The Archer coming down in a prediction Fireball for that Heal Spirit, cooking everything. And yeah, this is just going to be over. There's no way AgonyKing is going to win this. And yes, we see the NATO on the King Tower. So he's going to give up, and that's going to be a nice win. All right, we are in our next game going against Diadri. If you guys do want to see a different top ladder player other than Batfist or 7-4, please comment down below. I will try my best to do so. And yeah, I know you guys have been enjoying these videos lately, so I really appreciate it. So an early Expo to get that connection, and a nice Fireball log last second to keep the Expo alive and absolutely cook. But a prediction Skellies on a prediction Barbaro on the Skellies there. So a Knight comes down to take out this Musk. It is dealing a lot of damage, but it won't be enough. 7-4 gonna take out the entirety of the right hand side tower, and this is just a perfect start especially against 3 Musketeers. Now all he has to do is defend for the rest of the game. We'll probably see Tesla. Yeah, his hand is really awkward. He doesn't have any cycle cards. Had to go with the Tesla there, so he's still going to be down at elixir, so it is not over. He will have to defend this onslaught, especially the pump coming down while he's down like at least 3, maybe even 4 elixir, having to go for that Tesla. So this is going to be very interesting, and we are going to see how he's going to come back from this one. So E-Spirit, and just getting his cycle cards down. A Knight in the back as well, expecting the Hunter comes down, and probably going to see some sort of split 3 Musketeers, maybe in the back or in the center very soon. Bandit in the back as well, split archers, just very, very passive. And now the Evo Ghost coming down, and E-Spirit to kind of reset on all of that. The Bandit dashing on the archer, not dashing on the tower, but the Evo Ghost now on the left hand side as well, dealing so much damage. But as long as there's health on the tower, he'll be okay. There is no direct damage from Diadri. Now 7-4 knows he can take damage on the right hand side, so he's kind of just going to stack everything on the left and defend that tower as much as he can. Taking this damage and just going at Knight Archers in the back. Knight Archers just such a good kind of defense. Doesn't even have to go with the Tesla on the the battle ram. Now on this left hand side, a huge push coming. Evo Tesla comes down. E-Spirit Archers easy gonna dash to those archers, and then the Knight comes down at the end, and that is gonna be pretty much GG. There's no way he's gonna get to the tower in 10 seconds. So a very nice win early on from 7-4, and let's just get into the next game. Alright guys, in our next game, 7-4 going against LBot 3000, running the Royal Giant Pheonix deck. This is actually not even a bad matchup depending on what he has. I think it might just be Phoenix instead of Hunter. So that's just one less ground card, which makes it a little easier. So Expo here, but the Knight on the left hand side gonna get to tower right away, and that is perfect. That's so much damage, and Ghost here on top of the Expo, still needing to take that out, which that is going to be a perfect start from 7-4. Probably going to see E-Spirit here for the archers, just like that, yeah. And but up 1,500 damage right away here. Probably just doesn't need to go in anymore. Could just defend for the rest of the game if he really wanted to. I think Lbot has a Fireball last card, would make sense, but I guess he could have Lightning as well. The log here on top of the Fisherman, and will we see a Royal Giant here? The Tesla gonna be dead. Evo Royal Giant and cycle as well, but no, he's just gonna let this go and then go Royal Giant in the back. Do we see a defensive Expo, or nah, he's just gonna cycle his cards, go Tesla middle, Evo Ghost here on the right as well. Gonna have to see a Knight for that. Ghost now log to cycle Skellies as well. Gonna have to get to another pair of archers for that Royal Giant. Evo Tesla gonna pretty much take care of it. The rest of that Royal Giant. E-Spirit to tank for these archers to make sure it kills the Fisherman, and that is going to be a nice defense. Now setting up with the Tesla in the middle once again. Royal Giant in the back again by LBot 3000. Do we see an offensive Expo? We do this time. Inside tile. I'm going to see a log on top of the Fisherman, Skellies as well. And now the Ghost. So you notice how it was like very awkward for him having to put the Ghost down. Almost Expo could have gotten a connection there because he couldn't go Phoenix since it's not a ground card. Tesla here, and that he does have the Lightning. So as I predicted, it just seemed a little weird him having Phoenix, but he's going to be running the Lightning. So I guess with Phoenix most of the time it's going to be a Lightning, but 7-4 still up, 1,000 damage. Either way, he could probably start Fireball cycling once triple hits, because by that time, depending on if Lbot is going to be kind of Lightning cycling him, we'll see. But a nice Fireball here on top of everything trying to get this Expo to connect onto the tower, which it will for a bit of damage, and that is going to be pretty much a lightning worth of damage just with an Expo, which is pretty much perfect. Evo Tesla, and then the log low, he didn't even need that, but obviously he wasn't sure if Elbot was going to go like E-Spirit on top of the Skellies, so better be safe than sorry. Now another Royal Giant in the back, and 7-4 is going to opt to go defensive Expo this time, heading into triple elixir. Now the archers up top, you really want to protect these archers as much as you can, because the opponent really doesn't want to go lightning on top of the archers, so him just going to be getting those archers down as fast as he can. Probably going to go with the Tesla here, but he just takes a shot with that lightning. That is going to be a lot of damage from 7-4. Maybe should have gotten a Tesla down instead. So just goes with the Expo. Elbot back to a Royal Giant, so not going to break through whatsoever. Still up like 600-700 damage. Still in a good winning position. Just can't give him too much lightning value. And a very good timed Expo there. Elbot going to try and get back to a Royal Giant. The log and a very nice fireball, getting a lot of value there. Archers come down. Expo about to connect. Does he get the Royal Giant down? No, he doesn't. Just going to go all in with the Royal Giant. 2 Royal Giants. And Elbot going to give the good game. The Knight, the Evil Archers, the Tesla comes down. And that is going to be GG's. Elbot not going to be able to come back whatsoever. And a very well played game from 7-4. And I will see you guys in the next game. Okay, in our next game, 7-4 going against LRIP. If you guys do know LRIP runs a really strange Monk, Evo Archers, Pump, Rage, Heal, Spirit type deck. It's really interesting. It's like, I don't even think he has a win condition. I don't even know the matchup. Evo Knight as well, yeah. So like Evo Archers, Evo Knight, Monk, Pump or something. Yeah, it's just a really interesting deck, but he's pretty good with it, so I'm going to see an early pump. 7-4 decides to go Expo, and yeah, he's going to get the Monk plus ability for that Expo. This definitely cannot be a good matchup, but they don't have anything for your archers. So, but with the Evo Knight and the Monk, I find it hard to believe. Now we're going to see a Fireball from 7-4 on top of the Pump. But the Monk getting so much damage, that double fisting thing, whatever, shot does so much damage. Split Evo Archers from both players. E-Spirit there from 7-4. Of course, E-Spirit will not be able to connect like that next season after the nerf because HP. Skelly's here to keep that archer alive, and we're just going to see a Knight at the bridge to force more elixir. Probably just going to see a Knight on top of the archer and take care of all of that. Now, Expo here on the left-hand side. Of course, 7-4 going to be back. Sorry, not 7-4, but LRIP going to get the Monk down for that Expo and just pop the ability. Or maybe doesn't even have to. Just going to go Heal Spirit and let that go entirely. Now, Fireball on top of the Pump once again. E-Spirit, but the Rage comes down. Trying to get that Monk on top of the tower, but it does not get any damage. So I'm actually curious to see, because I mean, I've never faced a deck like this before. And so we'll see how he ends up winning. Every time he's going Pump, 7-4 is always trying to pressure to force out more elixir. And now the Evo Archers in the back. E-Barbs. Okay, yeah, so wait, that is going to be next season. That's going to be insane. Evo E-Barbs is going to be really strong. The Monk comes down, ability, Evo Knight in front, and how is he going to defend this? I'm going to see a Tesla here in the middle. Now, Knight on top, the Heal Spirit getting so much value. But the Evo Knight just staying alive for so long. Archers low, Evo Archers up high. Log comes down. Missing that one archer on the left, but it shouldn't matter because it just pretty much evens out the damage. Expo here on the right-hand side. After the Pump comes down, LRIP going to be back to a Knight and then go with the Elite Barbarians. Plus Heal Spirit. Going to keep those E-Barbs alive and well, but the Archers just getting so much value, killing that Knight, helping out with the E-Barbs, and taking out the Archers as well. Another Expo here from 7-4, going to continue pressuring, and LRIP going to go with the Knight on defense and the E-Barbs, but that Archer gets another hit, and we just have the same type of defense as well here. A nice Skellies plus E-Spirit, but that Heal Spirit always getting a really good amount of value, staying alive, and healing up the Elite Barbarians. Another Expo, but this time LRIP going to go with the Monk ability for those Archers, of course. And 7-4 is going to be up damage. I don't think LRIP has any sort of direct damage on tower either. This deck does run no spell. Evo Archer's down low. The E-Spirit trying to get on tower doesn't necessarily get there. Evo Knight on the back, so 7-4 going to go with an Expo on the left. Of course, LRIP going to go with the Monk and ability to take all of that out. And the 3M, okay, so he does have 3M. That's what I was curious about. What is his last card? It's going to be 3 Musketeers. And now how is 7-4 going to defend this? E-Spirit lock to take out that Heal Spirit. Don't want to get that, let that Heal Spirit get any value. But those Knight Archers going to do so much damage and have a really good defense. And another offensive Expo trying to take control rather than letting LRIP have the momentum. The Evo Archer on the right going to get some damage, but LRIP going to split his 3 Musketeers. The Fireball comes down on the right-hand side, bro. What am I saying? Right-hand side tower. The Musk does get a hit. The E-Barb is going to get close to the tower, but 7-4 going to get back to in a Knight, and a very, very good E-Spirit there. You see it pulling that Heal Spear to not let it lock on the E-Barbs. Another Fireball here, and Evo Archer's early. As long as 7-4 defends perfectly the rest of this game, he should be good. And an early, oh my god, an early Monk ability to predict the log, but a nice Skellies to stall, plus a Fireball right after the ability ends. And that is going to be a very clean win from 7-4. Just perfect defense overall. I mean, this is definitely a very tough matchup. So well played, and let's get into the next game. Alright guys, we are in our next game, going against Saf X, and yeah, he went Pigs, 7-4 went early Tesla, and he's going to be facing Recruits. So this is a brutal matchup, probably one of the most difficult matchups for Expo, and it's just overall, I mean, you're always overspending on the Recruits. It's just very difficult to defend. You need to have perfect defense all game. And of course, you do want to pressure early on in single to try and get some sort of lock on the tower, get a really good Fireball, maybe on the Brawler cage, or like the Brawler from the Goblin cage and the Zappies or something, to get an Expo connection. If you're not able to get an Expo connection in a single, you are most likely 99% of the time not going to get an Expo connection later on in the game. So you're pretty much forced to Fireball cycle, but then you have no Fireball for any of his cards. So it is just very difficult. There are some plays you have to make, like defensive Expo on top of the Brawler cage to take it out, because you can't really go with the Fireball. You have to save your Fireball for the Flying Machine or Pigs. But yeah, so we're gonna see how 7-4 proceeds and tries to win this game. So Evo Tesla comes down on those Pigs, and the Evo Archers here split in the back as well. And now heading into double elixir, and 7-4 is going to be down 600 damage. So how is he going to try and come back from this one? Recruits bridge after the Zappies. The Knight comes down, and the Archers as well. Arrows for the Archers. They're always going to arrows your Archers. But a very nice defense. Another Knight comes down for those left Recruits. It's like you have to get back to a Knight for each side. But that is a good defense, not taking any damage. Tesla in the middle, setting up for a defense. Might see like early Archers same lane to bait out of arrows and get another Archers down. So yeah, I'm gonna go Archers on the right lane, Fireball those 2 Zappies and the cage, but actually missing the cage on purpose to let it stay behind the far away from those Recruits. Actually a very smart play from 7-4. But now this huge push, gonna have to see a Tesla, maybe a Fireball on defense as well. Goes with the log instead, and then the Knight as well. E-Spirit for those Pigs, not trying to take any sort of damage, and then the Skellies as well on top of the Zappies. Archers back in cycle to take out the rest of that, and that is a very nice defense there, especially since you had like so much to defend. But a nice Tesla log cleaning everything up. And now we're going to see the Fireball on top of the cage right away, and the Recruits in front immediately from Azaf. We're going to see an Evo Tesla here, Knight up top, log. Going to have to stop this Flying Machine from getting on top of the tower. Trying prediction arrows, but 7-4 knew that was coming, waited for the Archers, and now went for those Archers, and that is going to be another good defense. Still, this is a winning position. Just going to have to continue getting those Fireballs on the left tower. Nice Tesla there for the Pigs immediately, and then the logs comes down, trying to keep this Tesla alive and well. But it is going to end up dying. Another fireball, not hitting the cage. Look, the recruits come down. I think he thought it was hitting the cage. Now that cage is going to be behind. I think I'm going to start making that play. I feel like it's actually a very strong play to make, because they don't actually know. They just assume immediately that is hitting the cage. But now that cage left alone and undefended. So that is why that is such a smart and brilliant play. Protecting this evil archer. Log comes down for those pigs, and then the knight skellies for that barbarian barrel cannot take any sort of damage on the left side, letting this flying machine get 2 hits, pretty much evening out the tower damage. Another fireball, evil Tesla early on, gonna have to get a knight in front, protecting that Tesla. Log on the left for those recruits, E-Spirit for the pigs. And how is he gonna defend this? Gets a Tesla down for the flying machine, a knight for those pigs, and then a log comes down. This flying machine still alive, but the skellies come down right away. 20 seconds left. How is he going to win this game? Another fireball on the left, Tesla in the middle immediately. The pigs come down, E-Spirit, and then the log, a knight as well, trying to DPS all those pigs. Another fireball, and if he gets back to a fireball, I think he will win this game. He just has to defend, blocking the flying machine as much as he can. The log, and does he get back to another fireball? 3, 2, 1 second. The fireball comes down, and that is going to be an insane win, taking it away with the 1 second fireball. Wow, what a game, and I hope you guys learned from that one. That is kind of how you have to play to win it right away. And 7-4 is going to be ranked number 29. Okay, guys, we are in our next game. 7-4 going against Abdul Bari. Goes with the bowler, probably like on the archer, and then pops his ability. But yeah, I did miss a couple seconds of this game here, and it looks like he's going to be playing, I think this is E-Giant, or it could be both. No, it has to be E-Giant. So E-Giant going to be actually like not the easiest matchup. It does seem easy, but if you don't get a damage lead at the start, it is literally impossible. So you have to get some sort of damage lead. And no, this is going to be Graveyard. Sorry, I thought it was E-Giant, but it is Graveyard with the Executioner and the NATO. So this is actually a better matchup in my opinion. But he does have the Golden Knight, so that is a little scarier. But we're going to see Skellies here, and probably Archers or a Knight. Actually, just cycles back to E-Spirit. Does this connect onto the tower? It does. Wow. And that he's going to take a lot of damage, so that is not good. But it is a lot easier to get a connection against this deck. It is very easy, as long as you block the bowler. And a nice low bowler here, and probably going to go... No ability, just lets it go, and then goes Inferno Dragon. The Expo is going to connect onto the tower. No E-Spirit in cycle. Of course, he used that E-Spirit for the Golden Knight there, but does get a nice connection. Going to go Knight at the bridge to force out some Elixir. Just goes with the Executioner, and I think Abdul knows this is not going to be the best matchup, so he threw up those that pointer finger goblin emote. And now with the Graveyard here, but 7-4 going to go with a nice Expo and a perfect E-Spirit chaining on like so many of those skeletons. Notice how like as soon as he went Graveyard, went with the pressured Expo and getting so much value with that E-Spirit, pretty much defending the Graveyard for 1 Elixir. But the bowler comes down and defending that nicely. Gonna let this bowler go and go Expo on the left side right away. E-Spirit comes down, and do we see a fireball? Yes, we see a late fireball right away. Expo is gonna connect onto the tower. Actually doesn't come down in time, gets the Knight as well. The Expo is gonna get so much damage. And now the Evo Inferno Dragon, Archers early right away to pretty much take this out. You do not want to let this Evo Inferno Dragon stay alive. Tesla a little lower than I think he wanted it to be, but gonna go Skellies to distract. And now the freeze comes down. The Knight gonna have to be up top, and this is getting a little scary. Popping the ability, gonna have to tries to NATO it away, but I think that NATO didn't really help him. It pushed him. It made the Inferno Dragon walk or fly towards the Tesla, so that Tesla was able to kill it. Not the best NATO, and now a defensive Expo in the lead by 2,000 damage. He's going to let that connect. The defensive Expo going to pretty much kill this entire bowler. Early Evo Archers to DPS it right away, but a nice Golden Knight on top, and then the Executioner going to get a really nice fireball as well. Do Knight to tank for that bowler ability. And that is going to be a very clean defense. Expo going to take out this Xe. Going to go Skellies just in case. And now you got to watch out for this iDrag. Going to have to go Archers as well, because, yep, the freeze came down. Very well played by 7-4, knowing that freeze was going to come down, placing those Archers. And that yeah, that is just perfect. Abdul knows he got, bro, and just emoting, probably tilted or whatever. And a nice fireball plus Evo Tesla there, trying to get an Expo connection, gets the Golden Knight down. Now the Knight comes down and an Expo opposite immediately. 474, the archers as well. Expo connects. He's just gonna let it go freeze on the archers. A prediction fireball on the Zappies, straight up perfect, and that is gonna be game, knowing he was gonna do that. Very well played by 7-4. And let's get into the next one. Okay, in our next game, 7-4 going against Rakan. Rakan plays Lavaloon. Rakan, I think, got a really good finish this season, maybe top 10, if not top 20. And we're gonna see a Lava in the back first play. Looks like 7-4 does not have his Expo in cycle, decides to go with the Tesla, and we're probably going to see archers as well on top of this Lava as soon as it gets there. But very unfortunate that he doesn't have his Expo, because if he did, he would have gone in opposite inside tile. And now we see Inferno Dragon plus Fireball immediately. The Tesla is pretty much almost dead, so this is looking a little scary. The Snowball to kill that Tesla, but the Knight comes down. And now he's going to be back to another Tesla. So that's going to take care of the Lava Hound and then the Inferno Dragon and then those pups. So this Tesla getting a lot of value, but the balloon coming down right away. The Tesla needs to stay alive. Perfect. The Tesla stays alive long enough to make sure that the balloon continues going for the Tesla, and it DPSs a little more. So that is a perfect, well, not perfect defense. He did take a lot of damage from those pups and the fireball and the lava, but it's nothing you can't come back from. I think Lavaloon, this is a really good matchup, especially since he has the fireball and the snowball. The snowball can't actually kill the archers compared to like arrows or even Evo Zap every third time the Zap is played. So this is going to be a very good matchup and pretty easy to come back from. So now we're going to see an offensive Expo from 7-4. A log on top of the Skarmy split on the right side, Skarmy, and then the split Evo archers. But Fireball comes down from Rakan and made him spend a lot on that Expo. Now it can just go Skellies for this Inferno Dragon. Now he's going to be back to another Expo. Just one thing that's very unfortunate is Rakan has minions, and minions is just really good against Expo. So we're going to see an Expo on... we're seeing same lane because of those minions. Now 7-4 can go kind of Evo Tesla, and now it's going to help defend that Lava Hound balloon. So that is why we're seeing a same lane Expo, because of the minions. If he went opposite lane, now he would have to spend those archers or Tesla on that side, and now it wouldn't help out with this push. So that's something to keep in mind. Just knowing what the opponent has is very important, and then you know how to adjust and adapt your play style with it. And now we see a Tesla here for that balloon lava. We're going to see a very nice fireball on top of that. The Evo High Drag getting a little scary. Going to have to get the Knight down. E-Spirit right away to reset it, and it's not going to do that much damage now. Imagine if that thing was fully charged. The minion's going to get a damage as well. Now 7-4 going to have to go with an Expo after the Knight placed our Tesla in front. We're probably going to see an Expo right away here with these archers. Prediction Skarmy in the center with that log. Very nice prediction. E-Spirit to take care of those Skellies, and Rakan looks like he's gonna give up, and that is gonna be a nice win from 7-4. Let's get into the next game. Okay, in our next game, 7-4 we're going against Dairy. And go Skellies at the bridge to get some chip with those Cannoneer towers. If you did not know, the Skellies do get one hit if you place them at the bridge against Cannoneer, and we see a minion horde for those Skellies, which is pretty funny. So it looks like he's going to be playing this MorterBait minion horde deck with the miner, and it looks like his cycle, it might be chopped because he places a Knight. So 7-4 going to go with the defensive Expo. I guess he didn't have his Tesla in cycle, so he just decided to go defensive Expo, or he did that in case Dairy tried getting like a Rascals in front for his archers, or maybe the Tesla. Now Goblin Gang the bridge, we're going to see archers on top of that Goblin Gang, and that's going to take that out very nicely. And then the Ice Whiz. So I guess it's not the one I thought. I mean, he must have Rascals or some sort of cannon cart as well. Probably Miner, right? I mean, this is some interesting... Yeah, there's the cannon cart as well. This is a very interesting kind of MorterBait deck, but I guess Mortar is very popular. Usually the one you see is the one with kind of the minions, the E-Spirit, the the Rascals Chainkiller all together. But now we see a Skellies and then the Archers. But now that Mortar is going to connect on top of the Archers, plus that Barbell is going to take it out, and we're going to see a log to not let that get. Oh, it's the Goblinstein one, but Goblinstein, usually this runs Lightning, but it looks like he's got the Fireball. Yeah, so we see a Tesla. This is a difficult matchup, especially with that Chainkiller plus the Goblinstein. But only one benefit thing is that he's got the Cannoneer, so he's starting up 700 HP higher than if Derry was running the Princess Tower. So as much as he's taking a bunch of damage, he's still technically in the damage lead. And the fact that he's got Fireball and not Lightning is very nice as well. We see a defensive Evil Mortar, so a Fireball comes down on top of the Ice Wizard, not even the Mortar, which is very interesting, I guess. 7-4 felt he wanted to Fireball the Mortar instead. Now the Evo Minion Hoarder comes down, but the E-Spirit should take care of that pretty easily. You're going to see the Evo Tesla in the middle. Evo Mortar is going to be locked onto the Evo Tesla, which is pretty unfortunate. Now Cannoneer, Goblinstein, everything coming down. We're going to see a nice Fireball on defense. Going to split those Skellies for that Mortar, E-Spirit for the Goblins there, and then the Tesla to take it out because the Mortar was shoved. That Tesla placement, you can place it kind of like that, so Derry wouldn't be able to get anything in front of the Tesla. Now defensive Expo here, closer to the left tower because it's higher HP, and then we see a nice defensive Fireball for those minions, Minion Horde, sorry, and Derry going to go with the Goblinstein in front of the Chainkiller protecting it, but Archers come down and then the Knight on top of the Chainkiller. Very nice defense once again. I think 7-4 will pretty much be defending the entire game unless he feels he can go in and try and just take control of the match. He's going to defend Fireball cycle. If Dari goes with a Fireball on his right-hand tower, he'll do it again. And now Dari giving them the well played. I don't know if that's sarcastic, but now we see a Fireball and he messes up the Goblinstein, so that Chainkiller is going to die. We're just going to see a Knight and then Skellies, and I think 7-4 might actually go in with an Expo, or he'll probably just take a Fireball, or just go defensive Expo, just full on defense, no pressure. So cycles is Archers, and now the Evil Mortar. This not the best Evil Mortar. Knight comes down, and we're honestly we might just see a defensive Fireball. Yeah, not even gonna take the Fireball on top of the tower. He's gonna take the Fireball on top of the Chainkiller. Doesn't want to mess up. Doesn't want to risk anything. Only gonna get those Fireballs down at the very end, because as long as he's in the damage lead, he's completely fine. Fireball log does more than just a Fireball, right? So now we're going to see the E-Spirit and then the Skelly split. Evo Tesla pops up for that one minion. We're going to see that Knight on top of the Chainkiller, and another defensive Fireball for sure comes down. A Fireball here from Dari now in the damage lead, so that log for the rest of that Mortar. E-Spirit to pull those minions towards the Tesla, and then the Evo Archers as well. And now we see the Fireball on top of the tower and the Mortar getting that value. Log comes down once again. Evo Archer going to pretty much take the entire Chainkiller out, and now the Knight on top of the Chainkiller. Chainkiller is such an annoying card to deal with. But another log, just getting that log value right away. The Tesla here for the Goblinstein. We're probably going to see a Fireball from Dari. So Fireball comes down from 7-4, and that is going to be a very nice win. A very good defense just the entire game. Not even one offensive Expo. Just went defensive Expo and got those Fireballs down. That's how you have to play this matchup. Now let's get into the next game. Alright, in our next game, 7-4 going against Nicoco, probably one of the best Bridgespam players in the game. Actually finished #1 this season, which is insane. So good for him, but this is going to be a good matchup for 7-4, but very easy to lose, I would say. But they don't really have any big spell for your Expo. The only thing they have is fines for those Archers. So as long as you play well, you get a good sequence. If it doesn't work, Fireball cycle, and you end up winning either way. So let's see how he wins this game versus the best Bridgespam player. So it's a split Zappies from Nicoco. We're just going to see a Tesla in the center. And just going to be very passive, probably split his Skellies or go E-Spirit. And now the battle ramp, so he's going to have to protect... actually, oh my god, wait. Mother Witch here on the Tesla. So we just see an offensive Expo E-Spirit to reset that Battle Ram, and then the Skellies right away. The Ghost on top of the Expo, and the Expo could connect, but the Barbarian actually hits that, and it's going to connect onto the Barbarian and does connect onto the tower eventually. Does get a little bit of damage right away. I did not see that coming, but I guess he knew he would have gone Mother Witch and decided to just go in, pressure him, and then defend that Battle Ram with a Spirit Skellies, which is good because the Mother Witch wasn't in cycle. Now Giantskelly in the back, we're going to see Zappies on top of that. Going to see an early fireball. Nicoco, knowing he's going to do that, goes with the Evil Battle Ram, spending, forcing out the Evil Battle Ram and Evil Ghost on top of the Expo, which is pretty perfect. Going to get that Knight for the Evil Ghost and probably going to have to log that off. Very well played. And going to get the Evo Tesla. Doesn't go with the Skellies, maybe knowing Nicoco would have gone maybe Mother Witch. Goes with the Bar Barrel. I don't know about that Bar Barrel. Didn't really do much. Just trying to DPS the Tesla. And now Split Archers in the back. Battle Ram comes down. Ghost up top for that Tesla. So we see an early Knight and then log to kill that Battle Ram early on. And we're probably going to see a Fireball on top of the Mother Witch. 7-4 not letting any damage. Sorry, any value from the Mother Witch. I notice how he's just going to go Fireball on every single one of the Mother Witches, not letting that stay alive because Mother Witch gets really annoying. So just take the Fireball. Even if it's just the Mother Witch alone, take the Fireball. And now Knight up top to force the Battle Ram in front of the Giantskelly, killing the Battle Ram. Now the Tesla can take out the Giantskelly pretty easily. And a Fireball on the Mother Witch. Once again, literally just the Mother Witch alone with the 1 HP Giantskelly took the Fireball. Not going to take any risks. Now with the offensive Expo, 7-4 goes with the defensive Evil Battle Ram. Once again, forcing that Evil Battle Ram on defense, which is perfect. Goes with the log, and Nicoco going to be back to a Giantskelly, but goes with the Evo Ghost instead. Expo does connect onto the tower, not on top of that Zappy somehow, some way. And that is going to be a huge connection. Takes the Fireball, hitting that Battle Ram as well, which is perfect. Archers come down, and then the log, the Vines from Nicoco, but we're just going to see Skelly's E-Spear on top of those Barbarians, and that is going to be a nice defense while taking so much damage off of the left tower, up 2,000 damage, which is perfect. Nicoco just trying to set up an insane push to get some damage. Fireball on the Mother Witch again. Always fireballing that Mother Witch. Gonna Skellies up top, but the Hero Wizard comes down. Evo Tesla to snipe that off immediately. Log right away, and that Battle Ram not gonna die. Fireballs the Mother Witch again. He's fireballed every single Mother Witch, guys. This is how you need to play. This is how you need to defend. Just simple and methodical. Just placing everything perfectly. The Mother Witch comes down, but the Tesla to snipe. There's going to be 18 seconds left. That is going to be GG's. There's no way Nicoco is coming back from this one. As soon as 7-4 got that connection, just played perfect defense. And that is going to be a very nice win. Maybe a little bit lucky that the Expo connected, but I think he would have won either way. And yeah, well played. And that is going to be all for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, thank you for staying till the end. 7-4 going to be number 9 in the world after this game. Absolutely insane top 10. 11th, sorry, but he did manage to get number 9 in the world as well. I'll show you guys a screenshot here. Anyway, thank you all for watching till the end. Make sure to like and sub if you did enjoy. And I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace!